your top form for playing? Is there another tournament before Rogers Cup that you were looking to get into? Like, what's maybe like the timeline that you're actually looking at for recovery?
Well, I was told that I can start doing rehab and some form of low-impact training after 7 to 10 days and no tennis for about 3 weeks. So that still gives me a few weeks before Rogers Cup to really get myself in tip-top shape. I know I can do it in the time that I have. I'm just hoping that in this time around, I want to make sure that I take the right amount of time, that really it's completely behind me and I'm not in the situation of any discomfort or so forth, or questioning of my feet come training period time and Rogers Cup time. I will not be competing at any events before. I decided earlier in this year that big focus being on the Masters and the US Open when it came to ATP and Grand Slam level tournaments, and therefore I decided that I won't go back to Washington to defend my title and make sure that I'm in top shape come Rogers Cup.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Your next question, votre prochaine question, comes from Bill Lankoff with the Toronto Sun. Veuillez procéder, please go ahead.
Yeah, hi, Milos. Just a little bit confused here, and it's probably just me, but as I understood it, the typical recovery time for something like this was a couple of weeks. So can you talk a little bit about what the complications have been, or do you know what has happened that has kind of sort of set this whole thing back a little bit?
Well, the complications really sort of have come from the period of time that normally after a few weeks, you can really start getting into it sort of slowly and really amp it up. And that range is between 3 to 5 weeks. So normally I would start, ideally if I had the time, I would have started maybe after 2.5 weeks playing, starting some physical activity, really getting my biomechanics right. But due to the shortness of time before Queens, before Wimbledon, I sort of stepped right on the court at that 3.5 week time. So I think that's, and the thing is, the injury that was the problem of the nerve has been completely recovered. I started getting issues of fluid due to compensation through numerous other parts of my foot, and that's the part that right now I was warned that I need to recover to not really create any other serious issues. And that's the part I'm taking care of now through that excess fluid that I have in my foot.